Hi, I'm Logan Paulson here at DC Prime with two Washington football team legends, Santana Moss, the cowboy killer himself is here, and Doc Walker, the legend, the man.
I drove him here. I was just here to drive him here. That's my role on this day, yeah.
So he said.
The cowboy killer, man.
Yeah, right, what a crazy nickname. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those moments. I remember being on my couch and Cowboy Clay was calling me, my dear friend who's a cowboy fanatic, and he's laughing at me, making fun of me. We're down. And I'm devastated, and I'm just in a lull, and all of a sudden, 8 to 89, and it's like 8 to 89, and I can see it right now, sitting on that couch, calling him back, say, how you like that? And my boy over here, I told him, I said, he called me at 4 a.m. in the morning, I just go, where are you? I'm coming to get him. He got a lifetime deal with me.
Lifetime deal with you?
Lifetime.
That's not a bad deal, Tana.
It's not a bad deal at all, and to be honest with you, growing up, I remember playing this sport. I'm pretty sure all you guys remember of getting nicknames. You was always wanting to be given a nickname.
Right.
I never would want to call myself anything else. And to be given that, like, I came into this franchise not knowing what to expect about any rivalry games or even that game in particular. And after that night, it was just like the rest was history. I stamped what I was going to bring to this team, and you kind of have. I played here for 10 years, so you got to think every year was almost like you got to up it. You got to up it. And so every staff that was here when we played these guys, it seemed like that was the only game that they wanted to give me a volume of opportunity, which I hated. But to be honest with you, man, I love it. I love what that game means to this organization, what it means to this, this area. It's sad to say that you see a lot of Cowboy fans in the DMV, but it goes to the territory, and I think it's just perfect. I'm excited, man. I feel like I'm playing this week, so I'm so pumped for the game.
Yeah, Doc mentioned the Monday Night Miracle, which is fantastic. I went back and tried to watch it on YouTube, and it's all grainy. It looks like it's filmed 200 years ago, but it's 2005 or something like
2005.
that. What happened? Like, what was it, a breakdown in coverage? What allowed you to get open? Like, did you even remember? I mean,
well, we
so
was
long
getting
ago.
out behind whoop so much that night to where I guess they felt like, say, hey, it's over.
Yeah.
But, if you look at my career, and it's just, that didn't happen by mistake. I didn't know this stat, but I caught more balls in the fourth quarter than probably most of the receivers of the time that was playing with me, because I just never give up until the game is over. When the game over, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm always that guy that's like, look, I'm never finished until you just tell me you ain't got nothing more for me. But that particular game, man, we was getting whooped. And it wasn't like they was doing something more or less. We just couldn't find our way, And that was the second game of the season. Only my second game as a Redskin at the time, because we was called the Redskins. And I remember pouting on the sideline. I just had a talk with someone. I told him my only regret my entire career, I don't have many, I have two. Not continuing to play punt return. And my second one is not speaking up more when I feel like the ball should just come my way.
Interesting.
I've been a guy that coaches always told me, stay in tune, don't be vocal, and I carried that with me. I have good coaches, great coaches that taught me well, so I've carried that all my career. But I wasn't gonna be vocal. I was just over there pissed, and Porter's like, man, what's wrong? Yeah. And I'm like, man, y'all got me here for this. Like, I ain't get an opportunity yet. He left and came back. Coach Gibbs came back and was like, you want to run that play?
No, I don't want to.
And that's what I'm saying. So he's like, okay, we coming at you. I'm like, all right. I know the clock is like, we barely have any time to win.
Yes.
So if you even watch the replays of that game, the first touchdown was a Dino route. I put it in.
So talk about a Dino route real quick for those people at home. What is it? I can't run a Dino route, I know that.
So the Dino route is a post, corner, post.
Right.
The reason why I asked Coach that week, can we run the route? When I was in New York, we had a cornerback that followed me around my rookie season named Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
A la Aaron Glenn.
Cowboy.
Was he?
In Dallas.
Yeah.
And I said, look, every time we played the Indianapolis Colts, Marvin Harrison kills Aaron Glenn on the Dino route. I can run this route like the back of my hand. Put it in. We put it in all week.
Yeah.
And I killed it. And we got to the game, we never ran the Dino route. So that was the first route they gave me when I, got a little,
been there 2 weeks.
Threw a little tantrum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's the first route they gave me for that game to really be successful.
And you were wide open.
And it was crazy because if you think about it, if you look at that ball the way Mark, that's why I love Mark so much. Mark put the ball somewhere where it hadn't been put the whole week in practice. He knew he had so much field, so he said, you know what, Tanner can run, I'm just gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
And so when I ran the route, I was expecting it right now, like a bang post. I was expecting a post, corner, now bang post, hit me in stride. But he saw the safety slipping, he said, I'm just put it behind me. And that's when you saw me, I kind of tracked the ball and it's like, put on the afterburner and caught it. And if you watch my, I wasn't enthused at all. I got up and was like, and jogged off the field like, okay, we got one. And come to the sideline, everybody geek now. And coach said, hey, we get this ball back, we're coming back at you. So I'm like, okay. I stand up now, I'm watching the defense, because now I'm looking at the clock like we might have a chance. And we got the ball back. And the next one, he said, okay, we just going straight post, deep post. And I think he saw that Roy Williams was playing flat.
On the tape, you see him, he's really tight to the line of scrimmage.
Really tight. He's really tight, he can't run. And I just basically looked at him, I said, okay, the way they was playing me, you could tell it was like almost like a 4. And the corner wasn't really playing me head up, he was playing me more outside, the same way he was sticking me on the Dino route. So I said, I'm not gonna run too far at him, I'm gonna run between the both of them.
I see.
So when I plant, I could just go over the top of Roy.
Right.
And Mark Brunell being Mark, man, like I said, I give Mark more credit for this play than me. I just did what I was supposed to do. But when I stuck my foot in the ground, we always told as a receiver, take 1 or 2 or 3 steps so you can get separation. I took my steps, I don't even know how many it was, but when I peeked up, the ball was already coming down.
It was a tight window. The first one was wide open, the second one very tight window.
And that's because the anticipation of knowing I got to get it up when he's not in his post. He put it up when I was putting my foot in the ground. Most young quarterbacks would say, I need to see the movement, and then I'm gonna give him movement. That's when you get covered. And Mark being a veteran and just knowing what he has in me, he saw the distance and said, okay, when he put that foot in the ground, that's when he's going to be leaving them.
That's incredible, man. I mean, I love hearing about it. I think I saw a statistic that Parcells up to that point was 77-0.
Oh, he was,
something
undefeated.
Crazy like that. Undefeated when up by 13 in the fourth quarter, so unbelievable. And then, Doc, you've got a really cool story. I didn't know about this. Kyle told me about this. You were in Go to War with Dallas, Army fatigue.
You trust Carl?
I trust Kyle. I mean, that mustache makes it a little unbelievable. But
yeah, our deal was 4 more team-based that we decided to go and wear fatigues. We said, we're going to war. It was 21 guys who actually did it, but it felt like the whole team. I remember seeing Coach Gibbs on the bus. He looked up and he put his head back down. And then afterwards, I'd go back, talk to him after everything was over. I said, what was going through your mind? He said, it better work. And Joe was the kind of guy, he let you do you, and that's the beauty about him. He wasn't like a tyrant or a control freak. He trusted his people. And I knew that, because everybody was kind of nervous. What do? We going in fatigues. I looked, when I saw Rigo, Rigo had, it was like a Eisenhower. The leather blade, bars, the whole bit.
Well, he was kind of like Cooley a little bit, right? Like
he was
character.
Cooley was like him.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody.
I heard
Rigo.
the same thing.
But once we saw Rigo, we know, well, hey, they gonna chastise him. So if Rigo going with us, we all in. Joe had navy blue suit, the whole bit. We cool with Joe. But we knew Rigo, now F troops in. So we get on the plane, get over there. So Landry called a meeting. They had to go in. They said, these cats just came in fatigue. They serious. So it got under them to that point. It was just 21 guys. But it looked that way. They had news coverage. It was crazy over Dallas. And we come out, people going nuts. The bottom line is you got to win the game.
Right.
You got to win the game. And we beat them down there. And our crowd, just like the crowd that went to Vegas this last week for the team.
What a crowd.
The tradition, I mean, Michigan, Ohio State is the game. But for us, in that deal, that's the game.
Yeah.
Like this Sunday, it's the game. And now we earned the right for it with that win.
The game.
It's the game.
Right.
And so these young guys now, I love them because they're now playing for themselves. I can tell once the team translates from first you try to please the coach. No, you need to please your teammates. You playing for each other. They are now playing their best football. It's an evolution. Our corners, our safeties, 29 is back.
Yeah.
You can just see guys coming of age. That guy's a hell of a player.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he was like garbage.
Yeah.
And I'm going, what the hell's going on? He's thinking too much.
Right.
See, now just play. Because he's a ball hawk.
Yeah.
He's a technician. So I just love Larson. I love Larson. These guys are so well coached. Because when backups come in and don't miss a beat, that holding penalty wasn't holding penalty.
Yeah.
Had that not happened, you wouldn't even know he was in the game. His name would never been mentioned.
Right.
There's no errant snaps.
That's
There's
true.
nothing
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah.
You know, Lucas. Nothing changes.
It's fantastic.
With these guys. Their coaches, they're phenomenal.
And that's the biggest difference when you see them in playing. You know what I mean? When, you know, it's kind of been that kind of, you know, next man up.
Yeah.
The whole entire season.
Absolutely.
We've been here long enough to see this before. And we've been, decimated by injuries time and time before. And it was no next man up. It was like, well, damn, we got to, we just got caught by the injury bug. So better luck next year. So I think, you hit it spot on, man. I mean, that's what stands out. And that's what gives you that kind of that conviction about what's going on between those walls. Somebody is doing their job. And I'm not talking about players-wise, coaching. They're coaching these guys, developing these guys. Development is bigger than just coaching. You want to see a guy develop his core, his guys around him.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it out the gate when I watched. We only have Scary Terry as a receiver.
Right.
And then they said, we're looking for 2-3. And every time you get in there, everybody's making a play. From the draft picks this year who you didn't know know of. Every receiver coming in and making a play.
11, 1. It don't matter. And Bates.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let's take a break. Let's talk about this after, right?
All right.
Coming up this week with the Dallas game and talk about all these little nuances you guys want to talk about. So stay tuned for that.
DC has a new home for your favorite songs from the 80s.
Tom Petty.
Def Leppard.
Nobody plays more 80s.
Bon Jovi.
Prince.
94.7
Madonna. Bruce Springsteen.
The Drive.
Now there's a way to make supporting your favorite restaurant even better. Introducing the Grubhub Guarantee. It's our promise to make sure your food is just right by delivering it on time within the delivery window and for the lowest price compared to other apps. Or you'll get back at least $5 in perks. That way you can experience your food just like the restaurant intended. That's the Grubhub Guarantee.
Gambit DC, the world-class sports betting app and website. Gambit DC will be there for the first pitch, the first slam dunk. Bet on your favorite sports and teams, collegiate and professional. There are multiple ways to bet. Spreads, money line, over-under. Want to win big? Try a parlay. Want to be a part of the action? Try in-game betting. It's easy, it's secure, and it's at your fingertips. Gambit DC. It's sports, only better. Powered by DC Lottery. GambitDC.com.
Now there's a way to make supporting your favorite restaurant even better. Introducing the Grubhub Guarantee. It's our promise to make sure your food is just right by delivering it on time within the delivery window and for the lowest price compared to other apps. Or you'll get back at least $5 in perks. That way you can experience your food just like the restaurant intended. That's the Grubhub Guarantee.
It's about grit. It's about guts. It's about winning. It's about where we come from and what we can be. It's about DC and celebrating our football team. With the Washington football team scratcher from the DC Lottery, you can win up to $50,000, as well as some exciting second chance opportunities. And you can continue your winning experience at DCILottery.com.
With live betting on FanDuel Sportsbook, you can play here as fast as they play here all game long. Get goosebumps over bootlegs, adrenaline rushes over rushes. Yes. Turn garbage time into greatness and make every moment of every game a big one. With live betting on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, make every moment more even after kickoff. New customers get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. FanDuel, make every moment more.
Hi, Logan Paulson here at DC Prime with Santana Moss, Doc Walker, two Washington football team legends, and now we're talking about this week and kind of the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde that this team has been. You know, kind of looks like a totally new team coming out of the bye. What do you think, Tana, is the biggest turnaround for this team coming out of the bye?
Well, I think the biggest thing that stands out to me is that they took advantage of the bye.
Okay.
I mean, that was my main heart saying, look, team needs to get away. But for the guys that's not playing well, look at themselves in the mirror, watch film, do whatever it's going to take to come back refreshed, re-energized. And I think those coaches basically told these guys the same thing. Like, hey, we need to get away from it. If you don't need to watch it, get away. If you do, go in there and check yourself. And they came back, and then I think also what's standing out is just that they're playing together now, especially defensively. I couldn't wrap my head around it, why this defense looked night and day from a year ago, and especially with the front we have. And I'm like, what is going on? And when you watch things, especially talking to defensive guys all the time, I got D Hall in there with me, Fred Smoot in there. Fred would share with me, I would ask him questions about like, hey, when I'm in bunch set, and you got me man to man, how you know if I release outside, now I'm out of that zone that you're in, instead of you getting beat, because I know I could beat you if you head up on me, and I got to make you run to your guy. How would you trade that off? He say, me and my guys will basically feel each other and give each other a little eye contact and like, you know what, we're gonna switch this.
I see.
And so these guys wasn't playing together. You didn't see it in the back end, and you definitely didn't see it up front, because guys was out for themselves. They was trying to get sacks and trying to make plays, and I think just now they just honed in on what they knew and what was being coached, and now they were out there making plays.
Yeah, you see that togetherness, that cohesion. Doc, do you see something similar? Or
we had a guy. First of all, you have to law. We lost 5 games here.
What year was this?
With Coach Gibbs.
Oh, okay.
First, we lost 5 in a row. It's like losing oxygen. I always categorize it as that when you lose every week, it's like you can't get enough oxygen to breathe. And then when you get that first victory, you can start breathing a little bit better. And every win, you start saying, okay, this is how I live. And then we got so desperate that we wanted to continue that. So the guys buy in. Coaches can coach, but the guys have got to say, well, Hill, Smith Williams, Tony, all those guys, they're excited about making their mark. And we used to play for playoff money because it supplemented our lack of salary.
Absolutely.
So when the incentive is the prize at the end, we're all in. How do you manage people that already have money? So that's why peer pressure has got to be from within. It ain't the coaches, it's the guys. And John Allen has been the best example I've seen.
And you were talking about Casey and James Smith-Williams at the break. What do you like about what they're doing at the moment?
Well, it's called attention to detail and do your job football.
Right.
No hero ball. It's about I got a gap, I've got to set the edge, and I've got to know that my tackle and my outside linebacker know where I'm going to be. They're counting on me to do my job, and then they do theirs. And all of a sudden, with the Buffalo nickel with Landon Collins, now I got 55 and 52 who are going, oh my God. They got speed, agility, quickness, and now they got counsel.
Yeah.
And they're flying around. And so I don't know if Jack simplified things or they got smart. But either way, I love the combination. Back in now, supported. I just love seeing guys realize what they can do.
One of the things about this Dallas team that's so interesting is the receivers.
Yeah.
When you watch this receiving group, I don't know how much you've watched them. What do you think of this group? I feel really lucky that you're here. One of the best receivers I got to play with. What do you think?
Well, the first thing that stands out to me is they have a quarterback.
Yes.
And that's not throwing any,
no, it's true.
At no one. It's the hardest job to have to be elite in this game. And I tell folks time and time again, man, I can be open all game. If I'm not getting that ball thrown my way, I'm useless.
Right.
And that's what you see there. Like Dak is he's utilizing what he has, his weapons. CD Lamb, Cooper, who's the other kid named number 13?
Gallup.
Gallup. He was a speedster at once, and now I'm seeing him just do everything.
Right.
They have a quarterback with a strong arm. He's very mobile. He's very smart. He's not just a guy that can use his legs. He's even been, that's been taken away from him. He's still
playing really well.
I can beat you. So I just think they utilize what they have well, and that's what you want to see here. I think we're building, going forward with that. We have one
piece, right?
I don't know what to say about it. I mean, Terry is one of those guys that is like, you rarely get a guy like that.
I gave him the game ball.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
No, I gave for the last game.
The last game? Yeah.
I gave him the game on my podcast. I gave him the game ball.
I've been in that seat before.
He took 3 guys in the red zone.
Yeah.
They had triple covered him.
I was going to tell you that.
So if you can get 3 people away and we don't beat that team, we need our.
But that's how dynamic he is. Yeah, that's how
3 guys. Yeah. No, scared after you get game ball. Yeah. And he still run hard and he never complains.
Never complain.
He just plays football.
And that's what stands out to me because I was that type of player. I remember us playing the Eagles, and I had no attempts, no catches. And I just went for 150 against the Cowboys the week before, and we beat them in Dallas. And come back the next week, and we win, but I don't make a difference. And coach like, hey, Tanny, you get the game ball. But no, that's not. Don't give me that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna take it. But
you
come on,
pull coverage.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. But even with pulling coverage, I'm beating somebody. Give me a ball.
You're always open, right?
So yeah, you know, and I'm not even saying that because I don't want the ball when I'm not open. I'll be the first to tell you.
Yeah.
Don't make me look bad. I don't put nothing bad on tape.
Yeah.
And that's true. I ain't with that. I'm not always open.
Right.
But when I am, don't miss me. And that's what I see. You asked me about that. That's what I see. When those guys are open, that hitting him.
He's finding the right guy.
He's not wasting no time with it either. You know, so
absolutely.
we had to be ready. I think our secondary has changed where they was at from earlier in the season. I think what we're seeing and what we're doing more now fits what they have.
Yes, much more
Kenny
confident.
Johnson.
No doubt.
Yeah. All right, wait, let's take a little break right there, and we're going to do story time when we get back. All the crazy stories we get to tell in the first block.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
Who's that? Did you hear that?
Anybody home?
Santa?
Yes.
Santa! Are you stuck?
I am.
Oh no. I better call someone.
Yeah. Hey, Santa.
Yes.
Did you remember the scratch-offs?
Check your stocking.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Santa.
Someone called the fire department? What do you got?
Stuck Santa.
Are those holiday scratch-offs?
Yeah.
Make it merrier. Give Maryland Lottery holiday scratch-offs.
Little help here.
DC has a new home for your favorite songs from the 80s.
Tom Petty.
Def Leppard. Nobody plays more 80s.
Bon Jovi.
Prince.
94.7
Madonna. Bruce Springsteen.
The Drive.
Veterans, you may have earned a variety of VA benefits. Did you know VA can help you further your education and pursue professional training? The Home Loan Guarantee Program can help you buy, repair, or adapt a home. VA provides housing support if you find yourself homeless or at risk of homelessness. And don't forget world-class healthcare. Learn more about these and other VA benefits. Visit choose.va.gov.
My work has been viewed by 100 million people. My work helps save lives. My work has gone platinum. My work gives people hope. I work at FedEx.
Take your career to the next level with one of our many open positions.
It's about grit. It's about guts. It's about winning. It's about where we come from and what we can be. It's about DC and celebrating our football team. With the Washington football team scratcher from the DC Lottery, you can win up to $50,000, as well as some exciting second chance opportunities. And you can continue your winning experience at DCILottery.com.
Now there's a way to make supporting your favorite restaurant even better. Introducing the Grubhub Guarantee. It's our promise to make sure your food is just right by delivering it on time within the delivery window and for the lowest price compared to other apps. Or you'll get back at least $5 in perks. That way you can experience your food just like the restaurant intended. That's the Grubhub Guarantee.
All right, welcome back. Here at Logan Paulson, here with Santana Moss, Doc Walker, here at DC Prime Steakhouse. And as we're getting our drinks filled up, we're going to talk about some women in our lives that were very special to us, that impacted our career, our post-playing career. Santana, anybody like that for you?
You know what, man? I was thinking hard. I think the one woman that stands out to me is my mom, honestly. Right. I'm pretty sure a lot of them crossed my path, whether it was teachers or someone that's just significant, like my manager, that probably have done a lot, that showed a lot of the things that I do in the community. But The reason why I say my mom is because I watched her make my life easy.
Yeah.
You know, the things I'm doing today is because of her going out there and just saying I'm selfless about what I have to do for my kids to succeed.
Right.
And me and my brother share stories all the time about, man, you remember that 4th of July? I mean, you remember that New Year's Eve when we was at the house alone and you told us to lay on the floor the whole night because they shooting outside.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I mean, the neighborhood we stayed in was just one of those kind of neighborhoods, but my mom and dad was working. My mom, you know, mostly, you know, you expect the guy to be out working. You know, everyone knows the guy has to be the breadwinner of the house. But my mom, along with my dad, was always out getting it. And whether it was 1 or 2 jobs, she just made sure things was easier for us. So I wanted to acknowledge her because we don't often get a chance to tell that person personally what they meant to your career or what they meant to you today. And that's somebody that I feel like I should give more recognition to, my mom.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I agree because without my mom, 1969, I was a baseball guy. And I hurt my arm, I went to football, and she bought me these Rydell's. I had to have Joe Namath. White with red bottoms. If I had my Joe Willies, then the guys kill us in practice. I mean, you play baseball your whole life. That football transition is like, really? So I said, Mom, I don't think it's gonna work out. She said, what? I spent $22 on the shoes. I'm gonna wear your behind out if you don't get back. And so that was it. Wow. Never allowed me to stop and quit. You know, worked the snack bar 22 years after I left Little League. Still worked the snack bar. So I always had the glove, the bat. I didn't know we didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't know we didn't have anything because I went to college. So working 2 jobs, you know, that was normal.
Yeah.
And so it made you understand that. And we lost the SC my sophomore year. We got killed. They won the national championship that year. She told me and my boy, she goes, don't ever invite me back. If this is the best y'all can do, don't ever invite me back. And the next year we killed her.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So always think, and not for a non-athlete, but just understood how competitive she was.
Yeah, no doubt.
That instills a lot that you don't want to disappoint her.
Those are 2 great women, and that question is brought to us by Fresh Fine Wine and the Women of Washington. I could talk stories with you guys all day. Thank you guys so much for coming out to check. Please make sure you guys tune in next week. We got another great show for you.
Julie, what's up? We don't rank? I had to mess with her.